What computer feature don't most people know about? Ctrl backspace deletes the whole word in one go instead of having to press backspace multiple times. Windows key Shift S for immediate snipping tool that saves to your clipboard. Windows B for soft graphic driver reset, good for when you plug your laptop into a dock and it doesn't hook the monitors correctly, saves you having to close the lid or unplug/replug sometimes. Windows button V ... brings up all copied text and pictures. The amount of people I've taught this in workspaces as they thought computers could only copy one piece of text at a time. For multi-screen users, Win key plus arrow keys can be used to quickly partition each individual screen with Windows. You can have full, halves or quarters be taken up by a window with this trick. People at work always seem surprised when I lock using Win L and get straight to desktop by Win D. One I've not seen mentioned is Ctrl spacebar on highlighted text. Reverts all the text formatting to the default. Great for when you copy text into an email document with different formatting, font, text sizes, etc. Also, there is a feature in Word where you can change text from all caps into sentence case lowercase. Saves having to retype if caps lock is accidentally left on. In a browser window, Ctrl-Shift-T opens the last window you just accidentally closed. The cucfolder can also be used to play old CDs. I'll add this one because it's fun. Windows alt codes for typing symbols and such. Pretty neat. Used to mess with people on StarCraft Battle.net using them like 2 decades ago. Switching between browser tabs, Ctrl tab. Switching between applications, Alt tab. Reset graphic driver, Ctrl Shift Windows B. Open Task Manager, Control Shift Escape. You would be absolutely horrified at the number of people who don't know that holding the Shift key and pressing a letter makes it a capital letter for as long as you hold Shift 4. I have watched far too many people press caps lock, type one letter, then press caps lock again to go back to lowercase, for every single capital. When print screen will do the same as print screen, but it will also save a copy in my pictures. You can also move the windows around with Win arrow. Control Shift Windows B, press all of them at the same time and your graphics driver will restart. Helps if you're having some issues. If you power down the computer, you're free to go outside. Alt-PRTSCR captures active window only. Win key P. Multi-monitor settings, e.g. turn main secondary on or off. Win key cursor keys. Sock active window to top bottom, etc. Win key. Emoji GIF menu in most text inputs, e.g. Slack, Messenger, etc. Shake on windows. If you have a lot of windows open and only want to focus on one, you grab the window you want and shake it left to right. All the other windows will minimize. Shake it again and they come back. Ctrl-Shift paste with the formatting removed. You'd be surprised at the amount of people that don't know how to use Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, and Ctrl-X. It just saves so much time. Also, with Ctrl-Shift-ESC you can open Task Manager. Headphones still work even if you are in a crowded airport or library. If you press Ctrl-F, it finds any word text on a website text document you typed into a find box. Kind of disappointed with the responses here. Was hoping for more than just keyboard shortcuts. God mode in Windows. Create a new folder and rename it to God mode. ED7BA for 7085 for 65E8 to 5C99712 for 301C and press enter. This hidden folder offers a centralized menu for various settings options. With the focus on an error message, you can Ctrl-C to copy it. You can now paste this into your browser and search for the solution yourself. Congrats, you are now an IT technician. Gosh, I miss reveal codes on WordPerfect. It's not the same in MS Word. If you hold the spacebar on iOS, it lets you slide the cursor wherever you need to. Step recorder. It captures your actions and screens. Useful if you have to document complex instructions for someone. You may need to clean up the verbiage, but you don't have to go back and forth between what your document and the document you're creating. It's also very useful when working with a help desk. You can send them the exact actions you performed, so they can see the problem in case they can't replicate it. I believe the original intent was for help desk folks. ALTF4. It activates Windows anti-procrastination mode. I was shocked to find out how many people don't know about Alt-Tab. People at work saying they can't work without 2 to 3 monitors because switching windows is just so hard. And I was like, why don't you just Alt-Tab? And I had a sea of confused faces. Hiding behind Windows all these years later, the trusty old command prompt is still extremely useful and powerful for those who know a few commands. It's been 40 years now. I still use command prompt daily. For Chrome, Ctrl-Shift-T brings up tabs you've closed. Even if you lose power and have to reboot, that command will bring up what you had previously. Just hit the window key and start typing the name of the program you want to open. That the files are in the computer. What a fucking file is, seriously. I swear the majority of people have no idea what files are or where they are. Thanks, Apple. Source: I do laptop and PC repair as a side hustle. Public origin, the only browser extension that every single human being should install. Also, use it on Firefox or it won't be functional by the end of 2023. Ctrl zooms in and out, very helpful if you have bad eyes or a detailed both. Windows PSR, problem step recorder, run PSR. It will allow you to record a set of steps to do something, where you clicked etc. while recording screenshot. Useful for reporting problems or making quick guides. The snipping tool, hella useful. Reading these comments, I know all of these. Does that mean I use computers too much? Win 10 and up. Ctrl Windy create a new desktop. Win left right cursor key switch to next previous desktop. Win tab like Alt tab, but swaps desktops instead of running apps. All of them. I still have monthly conversations with people about how their internet connection has nothing to do with how long it takes Windows to boot up. I have learned more about using a computer in this thread than I learned in school. Thanks to all who contributed. If you have Telnet enabled, you can Telnet too and watch an animation of Star Wars. If you dig around enough in registry, you can almost always renew your expired free trial activating Windows with batch scripts. Same with Microsoft Office. In File Manager, if you type CMD in the location bar, it will open CMD in that directory. Clear out temporary files using WinR and type temp. Disable other bloatware that you don't need. Sudo shutdown H now. When you have a problem, research on your own before asking someone. Microsoft PowerToys is a free application from Microsoft on GitHub that gives you tons of useful extra features. That you can scroll past posts that you do not agree with, without posting something asinine, and go about your life. Task Manager, yes it's sad but most people have no clue. WinM for all you degenerates out there. More specifically for Teams in dark mode, if you're pasting text into the chat, use Ctrl-Shift-V and it'll paste in as white text to fit the background. On Windows Alt-Shift-Tab will cycle through the apps in reverse order. Handy when you overshoot. Windows I opens the settings. Windows P is for the display change menu for multi-display. Windows 1 to 9 opens TH programs on the taskbar. Alt print screen. When you have dual monitors and you want to copy only one screen, the one your mouse is active on. Windows key and period. It brings up an emoji and symbol menu for typing. Ctrl-Z. Ctrl-Shift-T. In most browsers this will bring back any tabs that you have closed. After reading some of the responses, I think I can sum everything up by saying that most people don't know about keyboard shortcuts and how much they can do and how much time they save you. Windows key L to lock your computer time for lunch. Alt to go back and forth instead of the arrows that is at the top left. And if you choose something and press Shift and click something far, it will select the things in between. Ctrl can make you choose multiple items with gaps between them. Sorry for my poor choice of words. English is not my first language. Windows G brings up the Xbox game bar, which I use it to switch back and forth between my headphones and speakers. Hold the Windows key and press an arrow key to snap a window to either the left or right half of the screen. That way you can have two windows open, each taking up half the screen. You can use it to look up explicit videos of people fornicating. Ctrl-Shift-T in a web browser opens up closed tabs. If you hold down Alt, you can highlight a hyperlink to copy it, without it registering as a click. Windows D takes you back to the desktop if you have a full screen you can't get out of. Open source software. The turbo button. Shake to minimise ... Rather than individually minimizing 100 things to get back to the desktop, grab a window and wiggle it a bit. Everything else will minimize. If you press reset or shut down an error, or remembered you need to do something, you can quickly press and hold escape and it will cancel the shutdown reset process. Use middle mouse button to open a link in a new browser tab. You can also use middle click on a tab to close it. In Linux, using the scissor key to recover in a locked up system. COM 119127 use the magic scissor key on Linux to fix frozen X servers, cleanly reboot, and run other low-level commands. Pause YouTube videos with K instead of spacebar. It will always pause the video regardless of what else you've clicked on or if you've scrolled beyond the video. More reliable than space, at which can bring you to the bottom of the page for bow reason. Not groundbreaking, but I've never gone back.